Well, good morning, girls and boys. I hope you're having the most fantastic day so far. Now, isn't it very special that we've now been at school for almost 2 whole weeks? I think that's pretty special. Right now, I'm out at the Mountain campus. If you've never been here before to Mountain, it's a beautiful school. Here we have some beautiful trees, some of God's creation behind me. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, and I can't wait for this morning's devotion. As we get started for the day, I have a question for you. I want you to have a look around the classroom. Take some time and look at the boys and girls next to you. Maybe even look at your teacher too. This is my question. Do you look the same? It's a good question to ask, isn't it? What about another question? Are you all human beings? I think that's a pretty easy question to ask. But what about back to the first question I asked? Do you all look the same? You know, to be honest, even though you're all human beings, perhaps you don't all look the same. Some of you might have long hair. Some of you might have short, spiky hair. Some of you might be tall. Others might be short. Some of you might have white skin, white cheeks, white ears, white hands. Others of you may have brown skin or even black skin. Isn't it true that even though we're all human, we just look different because that's how God had made us? But did you know, and I'm sure you may know, sometimes people who look a little bit different and people who come from different countries, they don't always get along. You know, I always like to have a joke with people from New Zealand, and New Zealand people like to have a joke with Australians because we have some comedy between us and we always sort of pay each other out. It's all in good fun. But there's other cultures and other people groups in the world that don't really get along very well, which is a real shame. But did you know from today's devotion, we're going to read a story of a time when Jesus met with a woman from a different culture than him, and these cultures didn't usually get along. In fact, you could kind of say that they hated each other. It's pretty severe, but Jesus didn't hate anyone, and he tried to bring people groups together, and he's still doing that today. So we're going to read in just a sec from Matthew chapter 15 of a time when Jesus healed a woman's daughter. Now, the daughter of this woman, she wasn't doing too well. She was a little bit tormented. But this woman came from a different country and a different culture than Jesus. Let's read what Jesus has to say. So, let's read. This story is called Jesus Helps a Non-Jewish Woman. But before we start, Jesus, what is called a Jew? Jesus was a Jew. Jewishness is like an ethnicity. What makes a person a person? Some people are Chinese. Some people are Indian. Some people are British. Some people are from Sudan. We're all human beings, but we come from different places. Sometimes we look a little bit different. But this woman was from a place called Tyre and Sidon. She was called a Canaanite woman. Let's read. Jesus left that place and went to an area called Tyre and Sidon. And a Canaanite woman from that area came to Jesus. The foreign woman cried out, "Lord, Son of David, please help me. My daughter has a demon, and she is suffering very much." But Jesus did not answer the woman. So the followers came to Jesus and begged him, "Tell this woman to go away. She's following us and shouting. She's causing a bit of a ruckus." Jesus answered, "God sent me only to the lost sheep, the people of Israel, the Jews." Then the woman came to Jesus again, and she bowed down before him and said, "Lord, please help me." Jesus answered, "It is not right to take the children's bread and to give it to the dogs." The woman said, "Yes, Lord, that's true, but even the dogs eat the pieces of food that fall from their master's table." Then Jesus answered the woman and said, "You have great faith. I will do what you asked me to do." And at that moment, the woman's daughter was healed. You see, in this story, girls and boys, it's amazing. This woman showed great belief in herself, that she could ask Jesus to heal. She was very persistent. You know what? Let's take some time and watch a video representation of this teaching.
Leaving that place, Jesus withdrew to the region of Tyre and Sidon. A Canaanite woman from that vicinity came to him, crying out,
Lord, Son of David, have mercy on me. My daughter is suffering terribly from demon possession.
Jesus did not answer a word. So his disciples came to him and urged him.
Send her away, for she keeps crying out after us.
He answered,
I was sent on to the lost sheep of Israel.
The woman came and knelt before him.
Lord, help me.
She said. He replied,
It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to their dogs.
Yes, Lord.
She said,
But even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table.
Then Jesus answered,
Woman, you have great faith. Your request is granted.
and her daughter was healed from that very hour.
Thank you so much, boys and girls, for taking the time to watch that video with me. You know, sometimes I feel like it's a good thing to learn when we can read and see it with our eyes. That's why I always like to add these videos to our devotions, because not only can we read and listen, we can also see and understand. That's the way I learn better, and I hope you do too. Anyway, from this morning's devotion, we can learn a few things. Number one is this: God created all human beings. He created me, and he created you, and he created all your family. Number two, because God created all human beings, we are to love each other and be kind to each other, even though we may look just a little bit different. And number three, if you make a mistake, and if maybe one day you're not very nice to someone because they're different, God will always forgive you if you apologize. So try your hardest to be kind to others, because Jesus has loved us and been kind to us, and we want to be like Jesus. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me run this devotion this morning. If you're watching this from Werribee, I can't wait to hopefully see you all very soon. Bye for now.